Hey everyone, I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the trajectory of this channel, and I'm going to be announcing some other really cool things that are going to be happening this year. I've got a lot of plans, that's why I haven't been putting out as much content in the past couple weeks. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row here, but it's going to be really cool, I promise you. So I want to start out the video by thanking everybody for making last year an awesome year on YouTube. I'm almost at 100,000 subscribers, and that'll probably happen very shortly. And we'll be doing the giveaway. I'll make another video on that soon as well. It's still on for those of you that are asking. Anyway, a lot of interaction last year on videos, a lot of really cool videos. Collabed with Devin K again, and we knocked out a lot of helmet ballistic tests this year, and it was pretty cool to see the results of those. A lot more subscribers last year, and Patreon supporters and channel members. So that made doing a lot of videos that I wouldn't have been able to do normally possible because I had support from the community, which allowed me to get like that World War I French uniform partially, and some other firearms back in the collection to make videos on. I'll talk about those in a little bit though. And anyway, it was just a great year, so thank you to all my Patreon supporters and channel members, past and present. And in the future, if you want to be a part of that and support the channel and get some other perks that we'll be talking about here in a little bit, you can just follow the link in the description to my Patreon and become a supporter there and get some really cool things. So with that, by popular demand, and I finally gave in to all of my friends and my better half suggesting that I do a podcast. Now, this podcast is going to be about military history, military surplus, weapons, equipment, all that stuff, and just anything kind of military history related in general, or history related in general. Anything that I find interesting or my guests find interesting when we have guests on. So, with that, I'm going to be doing one episode on YouTube a week. It'll probably be audio only, at least at the start, but it'll still be in podcast form. And they'll be between usually 30 and 45 minutes, so not too long, but also not too short. And if I have a guest on, we'll just go until the subject is exhausted and we can't talk about it anymore. So that'll be a little bit different thing. Anyway, YouTube, you'll be getting one podcast released per week, and that's going to be the public podcast. It's going to be mainly stuff like about collecting, and just basic stuff, kind of 101 for military surplus stuff and history. And then if you're a Patreon supporter at $5 a month or more, there's only going to be 3 tiers. I'm going to knock it down to 3 tiers here pretty quick once we get the podcast released. There's going to be $1 a month, which you just kind of see content that I post on Patreon, like actual posts and stuff like that. But you're not going to have access to the podcasts because we're going to do it like this. So $1 a month is basically, I appreciate your support, good to go. $5 a month or more, A, you get access to Discord, which is the same thing that it is now. And B, you're going to get an extra 2 podcasts per month, and these are going to be a little bit more kind of nitty gritty in detail. And then if you're a $10 a month or more, if you can choose to put in more, but if you're $10 a month or more, you get an additional 2 podcasts per month, so you get a total of 4 exclusive podcasts per month at that level. So it's a little bit of incentive. It's a really cool way for me to make content. At that $10 a month, those 2 podcasts will be a little bit more spicy and personal. The other ones will be more about history and stuff. I'll be doing rant videos at the $10 a month. I think I'm going to call them the Raytheon tier. I kind of want to go with the military industrial complex theme since we're on the topic of that. So we'll just call that the Raytheon tier. It's going to be $10 a month because, hey, if you're Raytheon, you can afford $10 a month. And anyway, so yeah, it'll be a really kind of rant podcasts, things like that. So that's the whole plan with the podcast. It's happening. You guys have asked for it for years, and I don't know of anybody else who does it about the stuff that I do. I know Dan Carlin's got hardcore history, but he does very in-depth stuff, and it's very long form. But anyway, so you guys will see that when it comes out, and it would behoove you to be on Patreon. And when I actually do release the first podcast, I'm going to put all 4 of the exclusives on the Patreon for the month of January, because I'm a little bit behind. I was expecting to release it at the beginning of January. So the sooner you get there, the sooner you get the scoop. And if you're already a Patreon supporter, hey, you're good to go. So there's that. And also the winery that we've talked about with Devin K and Michael Ackerman. So the winery is basically us sitting watching war movies together in real time. We'll be videotaping on this camera just like this with a nicer microphone hopefully, and we'll be giving a reaction in real time to war movies. So that can only go on Patreon, so that's going to be once a month, and the $5 a month or more gets access to the winery because we're going to be whining and complaining about inaccuracies, technical things like that, and it's going to be fairly fun because this is what we do anyway, but you guys said we should do film reviews for years, so we're gonna do it. So with that, the winery will also be on Patreon only. So this year I'll be doing more range videos. Last year I didn't even buy a membership to the gun club because I had so many other things going on, and at the beginning of the year kind of started off weird and some health stuff. But this year I'm gonna get a membership again, and then I'll be going and taking some newer acquisitions that are back in my collection, like this 1898 Craig. Beautiful rifles. Look at that. Buttery smooth. And so that was really nice to get one of those back in my collection after years of regretting selling it. And then an Italian M9141, which Devin K has, but now I have one as well. That was a pretty lucky auction win. And one of my favorites that I really regretted selling because the day after I sold it, I didn't actually need the money for it, was the Hakim. So we'll be doing some really cool videos on this guy, and also we'll be doing more collaboration with other channels. So I know I already collaborate with Devin K, and I think some other channels we've done some stuff with, but I've been talking a lot with Henry from 9 Hole Reviews, going to be probably sending him some stuff to make videos on, and Matt from Fudbusters might get something in the works, do like a range day or something. I'll fly down there, he'll fly up here, who knows. And then, yeah, we'll just have fun with other channels as well, which is another big plan. A lot of people, I got into contact with a lot of other gun tubers last year, which is really cool, and I actually liked their content, so that's the big difference. I don't like a lot of the mainstream, overproduced, kind of out there just to make money, grifting gun channels. I like gun channels that have passions for firearms, so I would classify everybody that I just mentioned as one of those people. So, yeah, so we'll be doing ballistic tests again. We've got a few helmets to wrap up that we didn't get through last year. Devin K will be doing that, so that'll be a collaboration. That'll be interesting. We usually do that in the spring before it gets really hot because we have to wear body armor for that because of the ricochet incident on the Swedish M3765. And anyway, so also in March, I will be down, or the end of February and March, I'll be down in Missouri filming Reveille, which is the film we've been talking about that Michael Ackerman's written and is directing. And I'll be a technical advisor, a historic advisor, and a prop, not master, but costume designer, prop guy, stuff like that. And I'll just be helping around on set doing random stuff as well. So I will be doing some behind the scenes stuff that will be very exclusive. A lot of it's just going to go on Patreon. He also has a Reveille Patreon, which I don't know if he's got it up and running right now, but he should. And if I can get that, once I post this video, I'll put that link in the description below my Patreon, because that's going to have exclusive stuff. And it's also going to have exclusive winery episodes, which is fun. This is the first time I'm mentioning it because it just got set up recently. And so yeah, I'll have exclusive stuff on my Patreon about when we're actually like behind the scenes filming it, because it won't be released for a while after we get done filming it. So you can actually get kind of behind the scenes early look at how it turned out. So that'll be really fun for those of you that have been following that project. I'm super excited to finally get this done. It's been a while in the making, but it's been worth the wait because we've got everything exactly how we need it to be now. So that'll be really fun. So that'll be on both Patreons, and yeah. So I'll also be doing more camouflage test videos. I didn't get around to too many of those this year. I got that one where I did a bunch of different patterns in the same spot and the same lighting, which was okay, but I like to do camouflage tests more, and I'll be doing them next year because I found a really good spot to do them. And just I don't even need a camera operator, so that would be cool. But yeah, I'll be getting those. I'll be testing different patterns, check M95. I might actually show you Multicam Tropic and why I like it up here. I'll do CAD Pat. Stuff like that I finally acquired last year, a whole set of, and I can now do a test on. So we do it some World War II camo, stuff like that. So those will be going on too. And now the last thing I want to talk about is last year when I met Matt from Fudbusters, he kind of introduced me to 3D printing and printing very nice pieces of art that are very fun to shoot. They don't themselves fire, but yeah, you get parts and stuff. So 3D printing, I'll be showing you some of the projects that I was working on, some of my prints and whatnot. That's all I've really got. 10 minutes, wrap it up. So again, it would behoove you to sign up for the Patreon now, and then when I drop the first 4 podcasts for January, you'll have access to them before everyone else that's seeing this video later. Anyway, if you got any questions, let me know. If you want me to cover something, I'll see what I can do. Tales of the FUD might do that again, but again, it got the same thing that happened last time. So people were just sending in stories of people being stupid, not necessarily FUD, you know, being a FUD. Like, so that's again why I was putting the definition in the beginning of each episode, and then people whined about that. As a content creator, you cannot win. You literally cannot. But I win at everything because you guys are watching this right now, and it's awesome. So I'm not going to stop. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I think that's all I've got. And it's going to be a great year all around. We'll see you on the next video.